Hello. Hey, Megan. Thanks for being here.
Hi, excited.
Yeah. And I want to record you and use this information for a podcast and promotional from podcast and eventually an ebook and eventually another book. And you're okay if I record it, right?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Hi, my name is Tom Graham, and welcome to Being Heard. I'm here with Meghan LaRoque, and I am also committed to every voice being heard, even my own. And welcome, Megan. Would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
What area of my life would you like me to talk about? It's a long one.
Oh, okay. How about we just start with, do you have anything that people would set them up to understand just what you do, your kind of job, and if you have any products you want to pitch or anything like that?
Yeah, I guess long and short of it is I am a creative. I was born and raised on the island of Martha's Vineyard, and I have had about 20 years in the music industry. I was a singer-songwriter, pounding pavement in Los Angeles and San Diego for about 7 to 10 years. Ended up moving back to the Vineyard, recorded a record there, then moved into sort of the artist. Like I became an assistant to a sort of iconic musician, and then I moved into brand and digital marketing, and then eventually even artist management. Now I am a partner with Chris Delaney with the Intentional Media Group. So really my main role there is Chief Creative Officer. So I am the sort of brand alchemist for founders and creatives. I like to say that I can see and feel into the inner workings of an individual. So really capture their essence and help to personify and extend that into their business and brand from the core ethos, values, energetics, and the very human essence, the human essence.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here. And we're going to talk about my 7P's. My 7P's, just to give you a little background, are things that I learned in my life. And it's passion, perseverance, perspective, priorities, purpose, patience, and prayer. And you don't have to remember them. I'll go through each question. And it's more your take on it. So it's like I ask a question in somewhat of a different kind of way, but a thoughtful way. So I think you'll like it.
All right, excited.
Yeah. So passion is the first one. And so my first question is, how do you take actions to increase your passion?
Um, Usually a deadline helps me.
Okay.
But I'm very much, because I'm a creative, I'm very much moved by the ebb and flow of what sort of comes to me.
Hmm.
Um, and so if I were just sitting still without a deadline, uh, sometimes I would lean into allowing myself to just sort of go with the flow of the
Hmm.
creativity. And the passion for me is creativity. So anything that has to do with expression in play, I guess. So um, that might be playing my guitar, that might be working on a graphic, that might be coming up with a marketing plan. All of those things that sort of connect to a greater delivery of a product or a process. But I would say deadlines help me. So if someone says to me, um, "Do you have that piece of content?" I need it. It can just come through me because there's no limitation. Sometimes if I'm in my flow, I can stop myself with some mental stuff. So
Yeah, I get it. So then do you take like, I'll let you sip on your water, but do you start your own fires to create that sense of urgency just to create passion?
um, I have in the past. I definitely found myself attracted to some drama because I do think that drama sometimes can inspire some
Hmm.
some passion. But as it became a craft and a profession for me, I'd say maybe the drama, as I said before, is the deadline. So it just gives me a sense of urgency. Um, if if it's up to me, like I just pulled my guitar out, I haven't played in a long time, and if it's up to me, sometimes I might not pick up the guitar. But if I'm going through, I don't know, a breakup or something like that, I'm more apt to pick up the pen and start writing. So I don't know that I create that. I just, I guess, allow myself to just again move through the motion of whatever that is.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's when you have the most sort of natural um, response to it. Then you're not like forcing it.
Yeah. So if I got you right, anytime that you're creating, you're in your passion and
Yes.
it's flowing.
Hmm.
Awesome. Really got that. The next word's perseverance. And with this one, it's like, what is worth so much that you push through anything to have?
That's an amazing question. We've talked
Yeah.
about this a little
Take
bit.
take a minute. Take as long as you want. It's just take a look and see.
um, I think the need for me would be um, honesty in um, media. So the need to have honest discussions that can um, bring forth, I would say, almost mobility in the human collective to do something to move to better the earth that we're living on during this sort
Mhm.
of tumultuous time. So even if that's just shedding light on the indifference or the sort of lack of urgency from others to move to create a change, even in the climate, the mental health space, anything that has to do with moving the needle when it comes to having the greater conversations that I believe will really focus more on the solution than the problem.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you. The next one is perspective. And would shifting your perspective bring you more joy in the moment?
Another great question.
Well, I got at least seven of them because
um, so would you mind repeating that?
oh, yeah, no problem. And in the context is perspective. And would shifting your perspective change your level of joy in the moment?
Um, I think in the past version of myself, I believed that. Um, it's interesting because these days I'm sort of allowing myself to uh, maybe feel into.
My dog says hi.
Sure, you want me to take? Okay, cool. Feel into whatever I'm feeling in the present moment without obviously getting carried away into a massive depression, but allowing myself to feel through whatever's coming to me. Because in the past, I would shift my perception, and therefore I wouldn't um, sort of face what was happening. So it was almost like a sort of denial or avoidance of my feeling. And I used to be the type too that would try to convince the people around me to do the same, like, oh, just move through it, like switch your mindset about it. But I think it's important for us to look at things as they're happening, feel them so that they can move through us and not, hide far away within us, not being
Yeah.
faced.
Yeah. I hear that. And the other question there, I hear recurrence of truth. And
Yeah.
so it's like being true, authentically true
Mhm.
is what I hear. Is that
Yeah,
accurate?
definitely trying to experience things as they are, not as I want them to be.
Nice. Nice. And just there is no right or wrong answer. These are just kind of deep questions to see where you're at and maybe something opens up. So the next question's priorities. And are your priorities setting you up in creating more joy? Oh, setting you up for success in creating more joy.
Um, I think so. I think so. I'm at a point in my life now where I am deeply aligned with my purpose.
Mm-hmm,
Um, and my main goal has been in seeking to find a sense of wholeness within myself, not another. In the past, my priority was others always, and I still believe that it is that, and that eventually, if I do my inner work, the result of that will be being a better human to other humans. Even if my version of being a good human was taking care of others. So in seeking wholeness, and seeking to listen to my inner calling and purpose, um, just a little bit more and more every day. Like this morning, I woke up feeling a little sad,
mm-hmm,
and in the past, I might have found another person to try and help to take myself away from that.
mm-hmm,
Um, and then I just sat down and meditated, and let myself fold into myself, and just had a moment of clarity that it's not always going to be easy learning to be whole, learning to be whole within yourself and not seeking an outside stimulus to, you know, heal an inner wound, I guess. And so, when I was younger, I might have had a drink or whatever that is. So I
mm-hmm.
think that to me is success. Success, I think I've had a lot of career success in my life, but I didn't have joy success. I wasn't feeling happy even though I was at the height of my career. And so now I'm having both career success, and it's almost a byproduct of inner joy because the vibration is lit up.
Yeah, that's really great. So I'm just sitting here, just absorbing and thinking and feeling, and I appreciate what you said, you know, and I'm looking, I'm like, what's a good question I can deepen that one with? And it's more of a curiosity, more of a reveal. And so it's kind of like, well, I'll just go to the next one because you mentioned purpose. And the purpose, you mentioned purpose, and I'll get to my question. Is your ladder up against the right wall?
um, I believe it is. What I've realized recently is it's very like it's oftentimes people think, or I actually have heard people say to me, "Why aren't you focusing all your energy on your own brand?" So people have said to me.
Sure.
Um, but my own brand is nurture. So I'm the whisper in the ear of the king or queen. I know that it's within my design to elevate other people.
Yeah.
Um, I find joy in that service. So with the ladder against the wall, I believe that my ladder will be against many walls.
Uh-huh.
Um, in the sense that I believe like um, my purpose is connected to nurturing the voices that will lead a greater movement on this earth. That's what my purpose is. So I can sing along in the choir, but I don't need to be the front. I don't need to be the lead voice.
I hear catalyst.
Yes.
I hear a catalyst. You're a catalyst, not primary to the reaction, but you required to make it go fast.
Yes, exactly.
I love it. So then, listening to your purpose as a catalyst, nurturing people, it's like, and what are you building with that?
Um, and I was talking about media before.
Yeah.
So because I've worked in the industry for a long time, I know the tools. I know what it takes to So if we were to talk about what it is to build a celebrity or to build a platform, I know all the tools and I'm very familiar with working with them. And I've used them with iconic musicians and as well as indie musicians. So I've seen the front and back of that. And I believe that if we utilize media to elevate the voices of founders with vision, with
Yep.
thought leaders, we use the same tools to orchestrate that. Um, I believe that that's where the real change is, and I know for a fact, and I've known it my whole life that I am meant to be a part of building an infrastructure that will benefit future generations, and I know that with conviction. But I know that I'm the pattern maker. Like I'm the one that helps to create the infrastructure to then elevate really the true the inner voice and purpose of leaders. And in the brand space, the way that I do that is I help to pull it out instead of put it on. So a person isn't, putting a mask on to the public. They're actually pulling out their soul song, and then we use these existing infrastructures to be in front of the narrative. So ultimately, we're redefining the narrative of media. So it's just giving the microphone to the right person or
It's not
people.
just, here's what I got truth bumps through that whole thing. I'm just like, oh boy. For me, I call it cracking mud, because
Explain what's that.
within everybody, I assert that everybody has this gold, beautiful statue within themselves, not statue, but beauty.
Mhm.
And we cover ourselves with mud of the
That's true.
stories that we create, the stories that other people tell us we're supposed to be a certain way. And so my intention is to crack mud,
Yes,
pressure wash people,
I love that.
shine baby shine. And so that's wonderful. So thank you for what you're building in the world. And yeah, whatever we can do, let's do it. Let's go.
Yes.
Patience is the next word. Are there?
Um,
Yeah.
no, I just
Yeah.
love the word patience.
Nice. Um, are there areas where you don't have patience?
Um, I actually, as I was saying, I love the word because it's taken me a long time to understand it. And I I feel a certain peace with patience because when I was younger and I just had to get it all out when it comes to the music or whatever, I was a hot mess publicly, and I appreciate that I went through that because I learned what it takes. It's like I can see the perspective of a person that's just starting a business, for example, the need to get whatever it is inside out, and that actually understanding that building anything with integrity or building anything um, from a sort of heart purpose place is going to take time. And so finding the joy in the slow motion of the time is is just wonderful. Like actually slowing it down and taking extra special loving care on each moment is the only thing that's going to build something like something that lasts, like the Grecian ruins, for example, something that will stand the test of time. So for me, patience is beautiful like a Botticelli.
Okay. Nice. Nice. The last one is prayer, and this one's a little bit slanted. And so I'm just telling you that up front. So when you pray, do you pray for what you're proud of, what you're grateful for, what you desire, and what you love about yourself?
Hmm. Um, so I'm learning to trust my gut more. Um, so oftentimes I'm praying for peace. Um, because my mind can be very overactive and analytical
Mm-hmm.
on things that really just don't. It's just they don't matter. It's either worry. Some of my like pain responses through my life,
Mm-hmm.
just some things that I've gone through, um, is worry.
Yeah.
So oftentimes I'm praying for peace, and I do find comfort in saying Jesus in my prayer. My dad
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
really here.
Awesome.
um, I do find comfort in that, and then just asking for peace. And then when I need that, but other than that, it's um, breathing into myself and learning to. This is going to sound well. I'm not going to limit myself, but I guess my mind can like split off into lots of different voices and thoughts, and um, so for me, it's like I'm sort of praying for one voice,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm hoping, and I'm finding the more I meditate, that one I becomes my own voice. And I'm just seeking to really sink into that one I, as in we or us or I, but not all this other chatter that's in my mind.
Yeah. It's like you are me and I am you, and that whole space of oneness.
Yes, and I do feel gratitude and gratefulness for my family, of course. And a
Yeah.
lot of a lot of people close to me have passed, like my mother and my dad and my grandmother, and so I do find sort of lovingly thinking of them is another thing that I like to do.
Nice. So that's the 7 questions and what I had. And what would you like to be acknowledged for?
Hmm. It's so interesting. It's kind of tied into what we're talking about with that. I don't know. It's that wholeness thing, right? So
Yep.
earlier in my career, I think I wanted more validation
Mm-hmm.
for work I had done, or, it's like, this is why I stopped performing music as much, because it became like the article wasn't big enough or anything like that. So I grapple with this question because I know, like, from an ego sense of the word, I should be seeking some acknowledgement. Um, but I don't know.
You
I don't
have
want to be a
the
martyr, but
you have the option to say no, thank you.
yeah, I think I might
And
just
then
do that.
and then I'll acknowledge you anyway for what I see. That is an option.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think, I don't know, maybe nothing, but also acknowledgement for, I don't know, for loving truly.
I got it. So Megan, I acknowledge you for creating the space in the world for there's a puppy. Sorry. Squirrel. I acknowledge you for creating the space in the world for people to be able to, how to put words to it. You are creating space for people to show up and to resonate with their authentic song,
Mm,
resonate with their authentic life song. And it's not just that you are helping them on an individual basis, you're creating structures like a shift. Like, this is the new process, this is the new way it's going to happen. And it'll be like before Megan and after Megan. And it's like, it's going to be, you're changing the world.
mm,
So thank you.
right.
Well, that's who you are for the world. So thank you.
Thank you. I told you I was feeling a little bit emotional today. So
That's perfect. That's perfect. Get the feels, feel it. And to me, it's perfect. And you're perfect. And it's like, I'm so grateful that you took the time for being heard.
thank you
So
so
thank
much. I mean, I love this. I can't wait to hear the other sessions that you've had. These questions are amazing.
yeah, they're kind of fun, huh?
Yeah, it's really good.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to stop it now and then we'll do bonus time. Okay.
Okay, perfect.